9 beginner mistakes in Teamfight Tactics.
Hey, buddy, watch this.
Mistake number 1, not queuing up 6 hours ago. Mistake number 2, wasting items. I know it feels really good to just randomly toss items onto random characters. I've employed this strategy often myself. You need to actually carefully place your items and create tier 2 item combinations that are meaningful for a given character. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something like Locket of the Iron Solari, which buffs adjacent allies on something like a Yasuo, who needs to be alone because of his exiled origin. Mistake number 3, saving too much. Now, I don't think this will be a problem for a lot of League players who are used to buying lots of skins, but for the rest of us, sometimes it's tempting to save up gold, particularly if you're a veteran of the auto chess or auto battler genre. But in Teamfight Tactics, specifically because of the way damage is balanced each round, meaning you take a lot of damage when you lose, often playing from behind with max income at 50 plus gold, trying to maximize your interest, can be a problem because you'll fall too far behind. Often, it's better to re-roll to find unit upgrades in the early to mid game, finding those 2-star units or even pushing for a 3-star unit so that you can survive into the early to mid game and then really start to refine your strategy with a little bit of a health buffer moving into the late game. Mistake number 4, early synergy chasing. In this game, I think it's far more important to get upgraded units early, regardless of any synergies. You shouldn't say, ooh, I've got a ninja, let me push for 4 ninjas. It's not going to work out all that well for you. And it turns out really the power spikes from unit upgrades early in the game are far more significant than the power spikes from synergies. Those should come later down in your build in the mid to late game where you really start to pile on both unit upgrades and synergies. Mistake number 5, bad draft choices. Now, a lot of people call the draft the carousel, so you might know what I mean when I say carousel, but you need to make good choices in the carousel. It gives you a lot of opportunities to create a build plan or to sometimes fix a build plan, but more importantly, it gives you a chance to create really valuable items. And I think items are worth far more than champions. And you should probably have a heuristic of sorts where you look for something like good tier 2 items first, which do sometimes pop up, and then perhaps something like a golden spatula, and then either a hero that will provide an immediate upgrade to you or a strong tier 1 item, something like a recurve bow, for instance. And then finally, if none of those things are available at your position in the draft, just taking a piece that you think would help complement a future synergy. And if nothing else, sometimes just taking the highest cost unit so that you can sell it to maximize your gold can be a nice return on that draft investment as well. Mistake number 6, no position adjusting. If you're anything like me, once you put a unit in a spot, that feels pretty good. I think I'm just going to leave it there. But if you're not updating your positioning both for the enemy compositions that you're facing, but also just learning along the way by watching your fights unfold, whatever the case may be, you need to be adjusting on the fly instead of just kind of getting stuck in a pattern that feels good or looks symmetrical. So you need to be constantly tweaking your positioning if it's not working, and if things are going well, just keep an eye out and be careful. Mistake number 7, not having a plan. It's really enticing to just grab high-tier units. Ooh, there's a Draven. But eventually you're going to have to refine some sort of plan. And in fact, I think you should be updating that plan every round, where it could fork one way, it could fork another, but you need to be aware of the options or you're going to miss units that might help you push towards that path. So do a little mental recap every round. What would help me? What could actually save this build? What direction could I move into? And that's going to really help you find the compositions that you need. Mistake number 8, ignoring your streak. There are win streaks and losing streaks in Teamfight Tactics, and you receive bonus gold if you maintain those for multiple rounds in a row. So if you're on a losing or winning streak, it can sometimes guide your decision making. Now, I will warn you, I think winning is really, really important. We've mentioned a lot just how much health you can lose. So what I mean by maintaining a win streak, obviously everyone wants to do that, but in order to do that, you have to change your strategy by perhaps re-rolling more to upgrade units faster. Spending your gold down instead of going for saving is how you preserve a win streak. And when you're on losing streaks, you should still be focusing on maintaining some level of team strength. If you lose too much too early, you will end up out of the game before it really even starts. Mistake number 9, only one comp. Far too many players will watch popular streamers and content creators like me. Yeah, I'm super popular. And they will listen to their advice and they'll say, this is the god tier build. This is the best build. And players will absolutely chase that dream no matter what. Every time they will just look for the dream composition and nothing else. And that's a very bad trap to fall into in a game like this. You have to be open and you have to be flexible. Oh, whoa, hey, who's that handsome devil? That's right, it's me, the famous streamer. And these have been my 9 beginner tips. Why didn't I have 10 tips? Well, I just couldn't think of one. That said, I am going to have some more Teamfight Tactics videos on this channel. So if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate the subscribe, maybe even a like. I'm not going to ask you to tell your friends, but I do want to thank you for watching and just say, until next time, game on.